Hey guys, Melinda here from Self Revolution Yoga. I just wanted to go over a few things that people have brought up to me about just being nervous about their first class. Maybe they don't know anything about yoga, maybe they don't know what to expect. Maybe the confidence is low, whatever it may be. I'm just going to go over a few points for first class jitters. Number one, and this was number one for me, I was worried about how I was going to look in front of other people. So number one is no one's looking at you. Nobody is looking at you. The teacher excluded from that. The teacher will look at you to make sure that everything's okay, that you're not, hurting, and maybe if they need to give you a modification or just a couple adjustments or whatever. So the teacher is going to be looking at you, but everyone else, we're just in there to get our practice in. We're just worried about our own selves. Now, every now and then, people will look at each other. That's what people do. But for the most part, we're just in there to practice. We're just in there to do our own thing. And that can also be said for, anytime I go to the gym, I'm not looking at everyone else. I'm going in there, I'm doing my own thing, I'm getting out. I don't have time to sit there and judge people. When you come into my class, people are in my class to do their practice and leave and go home and do the rest of their day. So try not to let the fear of how other people are going to see you affect you not coming into class. And if you are nervous about something like this, please just reach out. I can help you out with these things. I certainly had these same issues. Josh actually went to classes for almost a whole year when we were doing classes in Mansfield before I ever went, because I was so nervous about, I'm too fat, I can't touch my toes, I can't do this and that. No one cares. Just come in. It's a very kind atmosphere. A yoga class is a very, very chill atmosphere. And especially in our classes, there's not going to be, we're not worried about competition. We're not trying to outdo each other. We're just looking at our own selves and trying to feel the postures in our own body and get through the class. And yeah, so that's where that is. In number two, I would say half the battle is just getting into the door. So if you just get into the door and sign up, you're halfway there. Now you can go get on your mat. Now I can help you get set up with props and we can get into it. We can get into your class. So just getting into the door. If you've made it into the door, even if you've just reached out and emailed me or commented or become curious, then you are some percentage of the way there. Just come on in and Josh and I will help you out and we'll help you get started. The requirements for class, I've had a lot of people think that you have to have a special type of mat, a special type of blocks, clothes, whatever. No, you don't. You can literally just walk in with your tennis shoes if you want to. You can do the whole class in your shoes. I don't prefer that, but you can do that. So what I personally prefer is having some kind of a mat that's not cushy. Those cushy mats are really hard to use. If you want to use that, you can, but I would say a thinner, kind of grippy mat. We have some for you to use if you don't have one. You can have your own blocks. I personally prefer foam blocks. We have foam and cork for you to use, so you can certainly use those. And really, I have straps for you guys, so you don't really need anything except for your body. I've got things for you to use. I would say wear something that stretches. Don't wear anything restrictive. Because we'll be moving around and you want to be comfortable when you're moving around, getting sweaty and whatnot. Also, if you do happen to look around, new students will look around to see like, oh, am I doing this right? And that's okay. If you notice that someone is doing a posture and it looks really different from yours, but you feel good in the posture that you're in, don't worry about it. Everything that I'm saying up at the front as the teacher, or Josh is saying up at the front as the teacher, these are all just suggestions, and you don't have to have this perfect yoga body. It doesn't exist. Everyone's body structure is different, and so if you see someone that looks different, it's okay. And the way that you look in the posture, it's okay. If you have questions about how your body is holding you in that posture, just ask questions. I am here for you after class, and so is Josh. If you don't want to ask us in person, feel free to DM us or email us or call me, whatever you'd like. We want you to feel comfortable here, and I don't want you to feel pressure to look any certain way in the practice, because how you look in the pose is not the point. It's how you are feeling in your body and in your mind, where your mind is at, maybe a focus on the breath. We're not holding mirrors up to you so that you can criticize how you look in comparison to someone else. Let's see, something else. Yes, you have my permission to use props. Please use props. When I was in teacher training, I'll never forget, I was so sore. I was so sore. And some of the yoga teachers came over to us and they were like, what are y'all doing? Like, why aren't you using blocks and, other props and stuff? Like, please use these props. They're going to help you. And I always use props after that, because it's so true. The props are just going to expand what you're able to do in the postures, and they'll give your body access to maybe a different experience in the posture. So please don't view using props as a bad thing or as a negative thing, because they're really just going to add to your practice, and they're really fun to play around with. You can change the same posture up so many different times by just using a block or using a strap or even like a blanket or a towel, just as your practice would change if you were wearing shoes or if you weren't wearing shoes. So just remember that using props is not a negative thing. So if you can relate to any of these things that I just mentioned about maybe how, if you're nervous about how you look in front of other people, or maybe the requirements to come into class, or alignment questions, or questions about props, just leave a comment below or email me. And please just know I've been here. I understand. I've been a new student before. I'm still pretty new here. This is a whole journey throughout my whole life. I don't plan on stopping anytime soon, and neither does Josh. And I just want to encourage you to cut yourself some slack and get to class. And I'm really looking forward to seeing you. Leave any of your questions in the comments or email me. We're at graceyoga20@gmail.com, and I'll link all of our stuff below in the caption. I look forward to seeing you soon. Have a great day.